Sports After Dark.
After dark.
I'm Manny D.
It's your boy Vassos.
Fat Sam, we'll see if he pops in on us. He's down in Tallahassee, Florida, trying to figure out how George Bush won Florida, the second counting they did back in the year 2000 to see if they can get in the playoff. So
he's word is that he's trying to meet you there at Cliff Kingsbury's house for recruiting for to get him to come to Baylor.
Yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, I am broadcasting live from Cliff Kingsbury's USC duplex in LA.
Yeah, I mean, imagine his actual house that we saw at the draft, where he had the whole fireplace and everything in Arizona. So
yeah, he's not here.
I want that in my duplex, just something smaller, something similar.
Yeah, he doesn't know I'm here, but hey, I'm gonna be surprised he walks in.
His guard's just, all right, go on in. He's expecting me, I guess.
I guess so, right? But appreciate y'all joining us. If you join us live, you're not, then you're missing out. In Your House Sports YouTube channel, it's on the screen there.
Down here.
Join it, liked it, subscribe to our channel. Go watch our videos that we've done in the past. Obviously, we're on Facebook as well. In Your House Sports, check us out, like, share, do all that good stuff.
See Manny being crowned a 2-time undisputed pick'em world champion.
Yeah, it was not easy.
It's
not easy. It was not easy.
It was neck and neck.
Yeah, and it seems like we've been neck and neck here lately.
Yeah, we've been pretty close, but I mean that's also saying that our picks are very bad too. So
yeah,
our records are not that great.
And that's why we do the NFL picks, is you just never know week in and week out. We'll go into it later on, but there's some games you're like, what the hell just happened here?
I think this whole season's been like that. It's been what the hell?
Yeah, it has. It has. Like I said, we'll get into that later. There's a controversy.
You know what they say about controversy?
Creates cash.
Cash money.
And literally, it had to do with cash, which we know. We knew it was going to happen that way. But we had the unveiling of the 2020, I guess 24. Yeah, I guess just say 23, 24 college football playoff rankings this past Sunday. And we got the top 4 teams. Number 1, Michigan. Number 2, Washington. Number 3, Texas, and then number 4, Alabama.
Freaking Bama.
Which, we played all these scenarios just like everybody else in the country did, and trying to figure out, hey, how can you keep 2 SEC teams out, which we knew in the back of our minds was not going to happen. And Florida State, did everything.
State drew the short straw.
Yeah. After winning every game and winning the conference title and all this other stuff. Like, I get it. I understand it. But, man, it has to suck, though.
It really does. I mean, to go out, win your bowl game. I mean, not your bowl game, to win your championship game. And then only just for it to not even matter, essentially.
Yeah. Like, good for you.
To win it with your 3rd string quarterback of all people.
Yeah. And like I said, I get it, understand the whole scenario. And it's like, okay, but here's my question, though. If Jordan Travis played all season and they go out and let's say they produce the same results as the other games, right? The games were close and everything. Do you think they would have still got in? I don't think they would have.
I think if he's there, I think they might. I think they'd had a much better chance to get into it. Because at this point, I think here's what, in the perfect scenario, Georgia wins that game. There's no controversy. They just put all 4 undefeated teams in.
You don't think they would have put Texas in?
No. I think given if all things had been equal, 4 undefeated teams, they would have just put all 4 of them in with Jordan Travis healthy.
And with Jordan Travis healthy, Georgia losing, does Bama get in over Florida State? Same scenario.
It's the same scenario.
You think they'll get in over Texas, Bama?
Oh, no. I think that was their worst case scenario, and I think that's why they did what they did, because they wanted to put Alabama in no matter what. Since they won, they were determined they were going to find a way to put Alabama in. The problem was you would leave Texas out.
Yeah.
and they realize they can't do that.
And now you got – so the top two was obvious for everyone, Michigan and Washington.
At this point, it was just a matter of who's one and who's two.
Yeah, and so Michigan and Washington, that's a given. That was going to happen.
Yeah, that was a formality.
And then the controversy was Bama, Texas, Georgia. And then, it's just so crazy because Georgia has a case.
Yeah.
Bama has a case. Texas is in. They had a case, but they're in. So,
yeah.
Bama's in.
I was going to say, it's also one of those things, too, that I think so many people have said for so many years. It's not that you lose, it's when you lose.
Yeah.
That weighs heavy in the eyes of the committees or the rankings, the computers, even back when it was, like I said, in the BCS days. Mm-hmm. It's not if you lose, it's when you lose.
Yeah. And you look at Alabama had a quality loss, right, to Texas, and then Georgia. Yeah. But like I said, they lost last game of the season. Yeah, to do that. So, and then you got Washington, who did their job. Michigan did their job, went undefeated. Michigan's been dominating everybody they played.
Yeah.
And Washington's had some close games, but they got the job done. And I think too, it's just one of those. It was like the perfect worst case scenario for the committee the last year that it's going to be 4 teams.
Yeah, it was everything they did not want to deal with. They're like, can we just push this off to next season?
But it was great. I don't know if you saw the graphic. I didn't notice it live, but they have brought it up where the helmets were situated behind Kirk Herbstreit. Like,
I did see that.
What the hell, man? Come on. We're going to see it when you guys see it. Like, we don't know. Shut the hell up.
They knew something.
Yeah.
They knew something. Either that or that cameraman was smart enough just to focus Kirk just right.
Yeah, or maybe Kirk, like, this is my team, so I think should be in.
Yeah.
But like I said, the convincing, the persuasion, the persuasion of Joe Tessitore, like I said, like mainly in that second half of that game, man, kept on with the whole, this is why Florida State shouldn't be in. Like, and I'm like, man, I could watch me a game. I don't care. But dude, he kept on and kept on. I'm like, all right, stop.
And how much do you think that was his emotional feeling versus some like the producer in his ear saying, hey, this is what everybody's saying. You got to say it.
I think it was the producer for sure. Because even Jesse Palmer, a Florida Gator guy, was like, no, well, I mean, they're doing everything they're supposed to do. Like, they should be in. And Tester was like, no, motherfucker. Like, this is what's going to happen.
He's like, damn it, Jesse, I'm the lead on this. You listen to me.
And there's times Jesse was looking at him like, shut the hell up, man.
Tessitore's telling him, I will send your ass back to the Bachelor. Do not test me.
So I get it, man. And I think that what bothered me the worst was that it's just call the game. Like, stop trying to, at the end of the day, ESPN is the committee. They make the decision. It's all about money.
Since they have the rights.
Yeah, they do. And it's all about the money, which, like I said, it's fine. We're going to have a great playoff. It's going to be awesome. The potential matchups that can happen in the championship game, it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Hopefully.
Yeah, because if Texas wins, they're going to play potentially Michigan, who they do play next season during the regular season. Mm-hmm. And then I don't think they play Alabama next year, though. But
we might. I don't know. We signed for, I don't know if it was like 3-4 years that we would play them straight. Mm-hmm. But if not, I mean, we're in the same conference. So
yeah, so one way or another, they don't. You number 1, number 2 in the conference next year, they're gonna play each other. But you got the rematch of the Alamo Bowl from last year with Washington and Texas. Next week we'll do our bowl preview and we'll do our who we think are going to win all the bowl games, including that. But yeah, it's going to be great storylines coming in this playoff. And they got Georgia and Florida State playing each other in the Orange Bowl. It's going to be entertaining.
For somebody's fans, it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to make basically, if Florida State were to somehow come out and whoop Georgia's ass, they're going to give themselves a banner, their own national championship banner, much like UCF did that one year.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, at this point, you're feeding that team that's already shorthanded, hurt, talent's compromised, And that's to say, if even so many of those talents that are ready to go to the NFL, if they even play in the bowl game, they may just say, "Nah, I'm not doing it. I'm just not going to play in the game." And Georgia just rolls in full steam ahead. And the only person I could see sitting out for Georgia is Brock Bowers. He's the only person from Georgia I can say just sitting it out.
That man's been ready for the NFL since he stepped foot on the campus.
Yeah.
It reminds me, too, of the situation with the BCS. I think it was the year 2001, 2000. It was the year that Miami got left out and we're playing Iowa. I think USC played Oklahoma, and I think they put Oklahoma over Miami, if I'm not mistaken. If it was that year.
In Miami. 2004?
No, it was like right before they won the national championship. So, or did they play Florida in the bowl game? I think they played Florida. And I think it was the year Florida State and Oklahoma played. I forget. But Miami was like undefeated too. Or they just lost one game at the beginning of the year. And then they went out in the bowl game and whooped the shit out of whoever they played. And that's when they started dominating after that. And then went to play Nebraska that next year and beat them in the bowl game. And then that's when they lost to Ohio State the next year. But it was during that time frame where they were like, oh, hell no. They didn't put us in. Like, all right, we're going to show y'all.
Yeah. Basically, they went back to the days of the U.
Yeah. And that's when they had that god-awful, like, that talent was unbelievable. Like, ungodly talent they had.
They rolled with being the heel, so.
Yeah, and it was great. And it reminds me of that. So Florida State has that opportunity right now. It's a different day and age, different time. But they have the opportunity to say, you know what, let's go out here and let's go beat the shit out of Georgia and be like, oh, damn. Maybe they could have made a difference with their backup quarterback. But I don't know. I don't want to hear, if Florida State wins and wins convincingly, I do not want to hear Georgia wasn't up for the game. That's why they didn't care about this bowl game. I don't want to hear that. Or vice versa either.
Yeah. I mean, either way, there's going to be a bad narrative out there after this game, no matter what.
Yeah.
Whether it's directly tied to the teams or if it's team's fan base trying to make excuse, somebody's going to put a bad narrative out there. And unfortunately, there's going to be a media outlet that picks it up and runs with it.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Now I don't like talk about like online rumors and stuff like that because a lot of stuff's not real. But there's a guy on X who broke the news of, I don't know if I told y'all, but he broke the news of the UCLA USC move to the Big Ten 6 months before it happened. So it's just some random dude. He was like, hey, this is what's going to happen. Everybody was calling him out like, you dumbass, you stupid, why you coming up with that? Then it happens. Then he called out the move for the Big 12 like 3 months before it happened. Well, anyway, so this dude's been hitting 100% on all this news. So he said he hasn't been on X in like maybe 4 or 5 months. Pops up, says that the ACC is talking to the Big 12 and they want to kind of do like an alliance type deal to where, no, you're not going to have these school goes to the conference over here, right? But you're going to have like Florida State, Clemson, North Carolina, I think Virginia Tech play Big 12 teams during the regular season. And that's like the agreement. Like, hey, we're going to play 2-year teams for non-conference. And then there's something with money, TV, all this stuff coming up, right? So he's like, hey, this is going to happen. This might be like the prelude of them getting some teams after the ACC rights come up in a couple more years. But he's been right on everything that he says, and it doesn't happen like right then and there, but it ends up happening. But like I said, I don't want to talk about that because that's just what I saw. And
so basically at this point, it's just an attempt to boost his strength of schedule is what it is.
Pretty much, yeah. So hey, you have a 20-team agreement pretty much.
Yeah.
Because what they're seeing is the SEC and the Big Ten obviously are the big dogs. And so you want to get your big dogs with this other conference that's getting broadcasts on every time zone to try to boost that as well. So I don't know. We'll see if that's
It
true.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
All about the money, and that's what we talked. What was it? ESPN was going to potentially lose $136 million.
If they put Florida State in over Alabama, yeah.
So who wouldn't have done that?
And it's funny because there are people saying, "Oh, there's no way that's." Yeah, it came down to money. That's bottom line is what it is. It came down to money. Yeah. It's like a good old Jim Ross says. It's all about the 2 C's: creative and cash.
Yep, that's all it's about. And it's entertainment. Like all these NFL, college football over the last 10 years has become entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll put that cash first above anything. And the SEC and ESPN going into 2024, guess what? That's the home of SEC football now.
Yeah. Well, that too. And it's like Alabama fans travel a hell of a lot better than Florida State fans.
Yeah.
But when Florida State's at Florida State, I mean, they jam pack it.
Yeah.
But Bama fans travel, and they know where their butter or their bread is buttered. So
yeah, they know that. Yeah, and obviously Texas travels.
Yeah.
We'll see. Washington traveled pretty well the first time they're in playoff.
Yeah.
And then Michigan, of course, they travel as well.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean that's that's the little news that happened this weekend.
Little news. I mean, like I said, if everybody had held serve and done what they were supposed to do, who knows what kind of crazy events would have happened if Oklahoma State had pulled up the upset like Samuel said they would happen. But hey, Texas did it, and the Undertaker handed off the belt to Quinn Ewers, which was cool.
That was badass. That was WWE involved. People are like, "That's stupid." No, that's smart marketing by both.
Very smart. That's. Do you think that is a WWE move, or do you think that was a Endeavor move right there?
I think it was had to be both Endeavor and Yormark. I'm sure it was Endeavor because I know he's been around all kinds of sports. Brett Yormark for the Big 12.
Yeah.
So, but man, the dude took that Dom heat at the end.
Oh man,
that was great. And he stood there like, I know. I said that.
So, yeah, I'm sure between Sheamus and Drew, they went, damn. It's just like having Dom out.
That was great. I loved it. Hey, at least he had more nuts than the whole. Did you see the Pac-12 commissioner?
No.
He presented the trophy. So this mofo gets the Pac-12 title trophy. Doesn't show his face to the camera at all. He hands it and then just dips out.
Yeah.
And then Yormar just stood there and took it off. Like, give me the heat. I know.
Give me the heat. But you could tell he was a little uncomfortable at first.
He was. He's like, oh,
I guarantee you, he thought that it was gonna like tire out. Like he thought, okay, let them get it out of their system.
Yeah.
It'll drown out. They'll get tired. The fact that they kept booing and booing and booing, he started thinking.
He was like, oh man.
I was telling one of my coworkers, I said, what he should have done, what he should have prepared for. At that point, he should have went to somebody and said, hey, I want you to go get a table. Gimmick the table. I want you to go to the Undertaker. Tell him to choke slam me through the table so that way everybody can cheer, and then y'all just get me out of there.
That would have been badass. That would have caused a lot of news right there.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
That would have been great. I mean, like, put the table, the little, what do you call it? Pedestal, not pedestal, stage or whatever. It's like put a little railing to and you can't see over it. Put where the table is. Put a little crash pad so that way I don't hurt myself.
It'd be good to go. That'd be great, man.
Yeah. Let the Undertaker put me through a table and he hands the belt off and y'all just stick me out the back.
That'd been great.
Or I'll just lay there like Jimmy Uso.
the whole at the end of the whole time. But they're talking about too how he gets the last laugh though, because Texas going to the playoff, they split the money.
Yeah, and that's true.
If they win the national championship, Big 12 splits the money with them. So of course he's going to be cheering for him.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you'd be stupid to at this point not to, because they could just turn around and say, "You ain't getting your half of the money."
Yeah,
you can find a way to lawsuit, whatever, collusion, all this other stuff.
So looking at our Big 12 predictions at the beginning of the season that we made, you and I picked Texas to win the Big 12. Fat Sam picked Baylor. He went with his heart. And then we
can't fault him for going for the heart.
Yeah, and we all three of us at Kansas State finishing number 2, which, man, we all had Oklahoma State towards the bottom, and they freaking finished,
number 2.
But those don't mean the other ones kind of just interchange. But that was pretty funny to see that. And then I looked at the playoffs. So we had the playoffs too, like our predictions for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Georgia, Ohio State, USC, and Florida State. So I was like, I tell y'all, man, I just wanted Florida State to get in because I was like, damn it, Florida State's gonna do it this year. USC, my God, I don't know.
Yeah, they fell off a cliff.
Thank God they didn't get in.
Yeah.
You had Georgia, Michigan, Bama, and Utah. So you had 2 of them right. And then Sammy had Georgia, Baylor, Michigan, and Bama. He had 2 of them right as well. So, yeah, that's where our picks were in the beginning of the year.
My. As much as I wanted to be optimistic and say that Texas was going to go to the playoff, I was at the same mindset that they're going to find a way to leave us out. They really are going to find a way to leave us out.
Because I ultimately, with Texas, like all year, I was like, you know what? I think they'll lose 2 games. Because I thought they were going to lose to Bama. And I said they're going to lose some game that they shouldn't lose. And it almost happened to like TCU and Houston, those 2 games.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't lose those games.
Well, Kansas State, really.
Oh yeah, because they were up big time.
Yeah.
But man, oh man.
It's funny. The games I wasn't worried about were the ones we almost lost.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried about BYU and Tech, and we blew them out.
Yeah.
The ones I wasn't worried about, TCU and freaking Houston, and Kansas State. I mean, I was kind of like, Kansas State. Yeah, I mean, whatever, can go either way, but wasn't worried about it. And those are the games we barely eked out a win.
And then you had Caleb Williams not playing in the bowl game they got going on.
He's got to be going pro at this point.
Yeah. Then you have coaching news. So you got Willie Fritz going to Houston from Tulane. So we'll see how that works. He's been successful everywhere he goes.
Yeah, I mean, to basically put that program on the map, I mean, have them every year at least in 23, 24, somewhere in there in the top 25.
Yeah. I saw they played Southern Miss in the Armed Forces Bowl in 2020. I went to that game. And it was like, man, they look pretty good. And it was like, man, Tulane. And I think it was like his first year there, I think. No, it was his 7th year. He's been there 7 years. So it was like his 3rd year there. But most notably, though, he was at Sam Houston State from 2010 to 2013 before they were even at FBS school. So he has success
over there. It's crazy now they're FBS.
Yeah, isn't it? It's real crazy.
And Abilene Christian, both FBS.
Yeah. Yeah, he went 40-15 at Sam Houston State. I believe I had an old classmate that was part of his team, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2010. But and he was at Georgia Southern, 9-3, 8-4 prior to coming to Tulane, and he's been very successful the last 2 seasons. He was 2-10 in 2021, but 12 wins last year, 11 wins this year. So, and then Baylor got Jake Spavital as their offensive coordinator. You know, I always talk about Baylor fans. You know, they're all he was horrible as a head coach at Texas State. Motherfucker's not a head coach. He's the offensive coordinator. Like, gosh, man.
It's like, well, at that point, it's like, you tell me one person that's been successful at Texas State. You tell me one.
Yeah.
Minus this guy now.
Yeah. But I'm like, Kevin Steele was a horrible head coach, but he has been great as a defense coordinator. He's a freaking defense coordinator at Alabama this year. Like,
yeah.
Come on now. But Fran Brown is at Syracuse, and I feel like there's somebody else that I'm missing who just got a job. I know Sean Lewis is San Diego State, who just left Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And my God, his name just slipped my mind. He just became the offensive coordinator at Texas A&M. Is it Colin Klein from Kansas
Klein
State?
from Kansas State?
Yes, he just got hired as the offensive coordinator at Texas A&M. 34 years old. Done a good job at Kansas State. And that they're talking about that. He did a good job at Kansas State as offensive coordinator with, limited talent that they have.
Yeah.
So he's on the up and up, man. We'll see what he does with those talents at Texas A&M. So it's a good hire right now on paper.
Mm-hmm.
See if it transcends to
right
what they do.
If it transitions to, or if it translates to wins and championships, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Even just competing for championships at that.
Yeah, because it's the SEC adding 2 more teams next season.
Yeah.
One's your hated foe.
Yeah. Between that and the transfer portal, the transfer portal is just, it's like the Dr. Pepper commercial, just sucking everybody.
It's out of control.
Yeah, it really is. Dylan Gabriel entering the transfer portal.
Again.
Again. Chapin entered the transfer portal.
DJ Ugalale. I said
DJ,
it right. Again.
Trying to think who else entered.
There was a lot.
There was a lot of players that entered the transfer portal. No. JT Daniel retired.
Yeah, he retired.
Medically retired. Yeah. Which is crazy. You see the fall he had. He went from Georgia getting beat out by Stetson Bennett to West Virginia to Rice.
Yeah.
So now he had to physically retire.
And he had he was all right at West Virginia, but I thought he was in his career there.
Yeah.
And he got Cam Rising coming back for his 7th season at Utah.
Going for his doctorate, man. I feel like there's a lot of players like that.
Yeah.
Here lately, especially the post-COVID era. There's like so many players that have gotten a 6th and 7th season.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. A lot. Over 1,100 players in the portal.
It's crazy.
Like, damn. Like I said, it's free agency. It's what it is. It's free agency.
Pretty much. It's do what you can do. If anything else, it's just giving them practice for when they go to the NFL.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm just going to ask this question. What is the most shocking thing that happened this football season, this college football season? Surprising. Something you're just like, what?
How quickly the Pac-12 disseminated.
Yeah.
How quickly it fell apart within, days?
Yeah.
It was literally, we did a recording, what was it?
Man, yeah.
The first month of the season?
Yeah, it was like, was it September already? Was it like the last week of August?
I think so. I remember we did the recording that there were teams that I think USC and UCLA were looking to leave, or that they had already negotiated.
Left already, yeah.
And that all the speculation was coming out where everybody else was going to go because there still was no television deal. And then the next day, boom, Arizona's gone. Boom, Colorado's gone. Arizona State's gone. And everybody just started leaving left and right. Oregon, packed up shop. Oregon and Washington are going to Big Ten.
Big Ten, yeah.
Like they packed up, they went to the Big Ten, and we're just sitting there going, damn.
Mine has to do with conference, a realignment too, and it's just one team to one conference, and it's SMU to the ACC. Did not even have that happening at all. Because we always talk about SMU, Big 12, maybe Pac-12 back when they were still around. But the ACC, and then you got Cal and Stanford, right, going to ACC as well, and not even getting paid.
That's the crazy part.
Come here, ho.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this? Yeah.
SMU's like, wait, y'all ain't getting paid?
No.
It's like, what's wrong with y'all?
Yeah, that's something I'll have to get used to saying.
Yeah.
Like they're in the ACC conference.
That's crazy. We're used to saying AAC.
Yeah.
Now you gotta drop an A and add a C.
Yeah, that's right. That's crazy right there. I don't know.
That, and I think the other surprising thing is the quick, like the way everybody turned away from Colorado, as quick as they turned away from Colorado.
Yeah. But we said it we've been saying it since he got hired last year around this time. If they go 6-6, that's a great year.
Yep.
That's minimum expectations.
To go from 2 wins to they doubled it. I mean, granted, is it great? No, but he's ahead of schedule.
Yeah, and like, so we're like, hey, they do 6 wins. That's a great year. They do 8, man. That's exceeding expectations. And they could have very well easily been 8-4 this year.
There were games that they were in at the very end, and just again, defense made a late stop finally.
Yeah,
it had 2 more stops, then things could have happened. Now there were a couple games like Oregon that they had no chance of winning.
Oh yeah,
Washington State had no chance of winning.
Yeah, so everybody hopped off quick, man. It's like, damn, chill out. 4-8, that's not bad for. That's a typical first year head coach that's going into a bad situation. 4-8.
Yeah,
that's typical.
Exactly. And again, I think people were just waiting for that to happen so they could point and say, "Yeah, I told you so."
Yeah.
And yeah, there were kids that are leaving transfer portal wise, but that's to be expected.
And that's everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, again, they're not getting to play, so they're like, "Well, you know what? I'm going to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play, so I'm getting out of here."
Yeah. What makes me laugh too is I read online, and when they talk about transfer portal, they make a big deal about people leaving in Colorado. Like, oh, they're leaving again. Like, it's everywhere. Coaches are leaving. It's everywhere.
People at Alabama leave every year. People at Georgia leave every year.
Yeah.
People at Texas. People at A&M.
Tom McCourt leaving Ohio State. Like,
that was who I was thinking of earlier. I couldn't think of who it was. Yeah, McCourt.
Yeah.
Ohio State.
He's leaving. Okay. Like, it is what it is. Like we said, it's free agency now. It's just they see the talent. Like, hey, dude, come over here and we'll give you this. That's all it is.
And what kid's going to turn down money?
Yeah.
What college kid is going to turn down money, especially if you're saying, you know what, I'll give you $1 million. Well, they over there said they'd give me $1.5 million. Well, you know what? Screw them. I'll give you 2.
Exactly.
Well, I'm coming.
So, who's going to turn that down?
Yeah.
What 19, 20-year-old going to turn that down? But yeah, they hopped off fast, man. Fast. Very fast. And I'm pretty sure they'll probably be, depending on what they get in their recruiting class and the transfer portal heading into next season, they'll probably be preseason top 5 at least in the Big 12.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
With everything. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and even in the Big 12, completely different from where they were at. They can win games like that in the Big 12.
Yeah.
With no defense. I mean, we saw that against TCU.
Oh, yeah.
But
you got Arizona too. That's had a spectacular season.
Yeah,
that's coming
Arizona came out of nowhere.
Yeah, then Utah's Utah. They're going to be there. So it's going to be very interesting next season for the Big 12. But yeah, I think that was surprising to me was SMU to the ACC, and like you said, the 2-pack.
Yeah.
Fast they went, and now I believe they're going to try to get an agreement with the Mountain West Conference to get scheduled games for Oregon State and Washington State. Gosh.
So basically, they're going to remain independent.
Yeah. Do you remember the University of Pacific being a football program?
No, not at all.
Man, so like this throwback, like this is back in 1996. I had NCAA college football in 1996 on Sega Genesis, and University Pacific was on that damn game. And after that, I don't know what the hell happened to them. So
Yeah.
that's how I'm thinking about like Oregon State and Washington State now. Some kid that's like 7 years old, 20 years from now is like, they were in the Pac-12.
Yeah. What's Pac-12? What's that?
What is that? Oh, they were in the same conference with USC and UCLA. What?
What?
Like, yeah, Oregon
You
State.
mean USC and UCLA weren't always in the Big Ten?
Like, huh? Like, oh, we're getting old.
I know, it's like, you go from the Big 12, you look back, it was the Southwestern Conference.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Southwest Conference too. That's the crazy thing. Because when I watched the football, like the college football, was probably in 1992 when I started watching it, and I vividly remember watching Colorado, Nebraska, Texas A&M, Florida State. That's all you watched every game. That was all that was on, and then so Southwest, Big 8. I don't remember. Obviously, we weren't paying attention, but when Arkansas was in the Southwest Conference too.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, damn. And a lot of that was before I started paying attention to college football. I think when I started paying attention, it might have just become the Big 12. It might have still been, no, it was still the Big 8. It was still the Big 8. There's Kansas State and A&M. That's one of the two ones that I remember in a championship game for some reason.
Well, that was a Big 12. Yeah, that was already the Big 12. Dat Win played for A&M.
Yeah, and Nebraska was dominant.
Yeah,
at that point in time. So it was crazy.
Crazy times in football, and another realignment, and then we're going to have another one probably in a couple more years, and then
who knows?
It's going to basically be the CFL, not CFL, but the XFL. Getting into the NFL, we had a week 13 just pass us by. So we look at the records for all three of us. We had Vassal's at 9-4, myself 8-5, and Fat Sam 7-6. You see how close we are every week.
These predictions are, because we are always trying to create a little bit of difference. We're not trying to tie. We're like, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say this one's going to happen.
So close.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Right. And sometimes we pick with our heart. Me, you at times.
Samuel doesn't have an NFL team, so it's a little bit easier for him to.
Yeah. Sometimes we want chaos to happen, so we just go.
Yeah.
But we start with the Cowboys and Seahawks Thursday night. Cowboys win 41-35. I didn't watch this game. I was at work, but keeping track with it on the ESPN app. Dallas goes to 9-3, Seattle 6-6.
It was a surprising game. I will say that. I mean,
very surprising.
The fact that they were scoring on each other left and right. Not so much Dallas is in, but the fact that Seattle was just putting up points like nobody's business. Is like, damn.
Oh, Gino.
Yeah. Oh, D's nuts was lighting them up.
Yeah.
And DK was out there doing grown man shit right there.
Yeah, that man right there. 6 receptions, 134 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like a Randy Moss playing against the Cowboys stats right there. But Dallas
first catch of the game goes 70 yards.
Yeah. Dallas remains undefeated at home this season, which is why these next 6 games are very important.
Yeah.
And we're getting into next week's game in a minute.
I feel like that is surprising that Dallas is as good as they are at home right now, because historically that's not been the case.
Yeah. We've been a road team. Always. But game by game. I'm not even doing, I'm just here. Then we have the Iowa Hawkeyes. I mean, the Chargers and Patriots. Chargers beat New England 6-0. Brian Ferentz was like, this greatest game I've seen.
He's like, you son of a bitch, you had me hooked. You had me hooked from that first one.
So we know where he's going to be OC at. He's going to New England next season.
Right.
Mike, this is horrible.
That's terrible. And the fact that they went through what Bowl, Mac Jones, or it was Bailey Zappi, and then they went back to Mac Jones.
Yeah,
vice versa.
That's a bad scenario right now.
That's you add Zach Wilson in, that's a trifecta of just bad.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, just the Jets and the Patriots are just saying, "Hey, man, we've got the worst quarterbacks." No, we got the worst quarterback.
We do. No, we do.
Yeah.
No, seriously, we do.
Yeah, seriously, hold my beer.
Cameron Dicker, MVP of the game.
For real.
This is bad, man.
I mean, who does that say more on? More on the Patriots or more on the Chargers that they couldn't?
The Chargers. The Chargers, they got Herbert,
Eckler,
Allen. There should be no excuse for them to
not score a touchdown.
Yeah, let's call him more running your offense, though.
Which you do know that he is the leading candidate right now for the Carolina job.
Oh God.
So, Fat Sammy Guevara is going to get that job.
That's bad, man. For a franchise that I root for too, it's my number 2 team in my life, and that's just bad. But yeah, the Chargers 5-7, New England 2-10. That's just weird saying that.
Really is. It's like, what is this, 1996 or no, 1997, 98 all over again.
So do you think at the end of the season, Belichick's like him and Kraft mutually agree to part ways, or what do you think is going to happen there?
I think at this point it's going to be who approaches who first. I think if Belichick is willing to concede and just go to Kraft and say, just buy me out. I'll go my way. You go your way. We'll call it even. We won't say nothing bad about each other. Here's an NDA that I got from Jacksonville. Let's just sign this. Let's agree to sign this, and we never talk about it ever again. But if Robert Kraft brings it to Belichick about forcing him out, then I think at that point Belichick's going to blow up and say, "No, I'm either going to stay here, or if you fire me, I'm just going to burn this entire organization to the ground."
Yeah, I got my receipts.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "Why are you getting from Jacksonville?" That's on the NDA. You can talk about it. Can't answer that question.
Can't answer that question. I'm in fear for my life about answering that question.
But yeah, man, it's pretty bad to see that. One of the games that we talked about, like, what? The Cardinals beat the Steelers 24-10.
2 weather delays.
Yeah. Think that messed up the Steelers?
It could have. I mean, also having to rely on Mitchell Trubisky is also probably good.
Yeah, that's true. Terrible. Arizona's 3-10, Pittsburgh 7-5. I just don't like the Cardinals, man. I think it's the Kyler Murray. I just don't like him.
It's probably what it is. I mean, he's got a punchable face.
Very much so. And we can reach his face. So
yeah. You ain't even got to reach him with your fist. I mean, you might strain your back a little bit. You just pick your knee up.
But yeah, so that's another one, man. That's just whatever. And then you have the Colts and the Titans final in overtime, 31-28. It's funny because when these two teams played the first time, I predicted a tie. It could have happened.
It could have happened this game.
Yeah, but the Colts win.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. This game went to overtime. The special teams coordinator gets fired.
Yeah.
2 block punts. 2. I think one resulted in a touchdown. The other resulted in a safety.
Yeah, that was in the third quarter. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, man.
It's like, dude, that one I get. I mean, I get that. It's like, dude, you just no.
Same thing with Mike Vrabel in Tennessee. I believe he's a good coach, but I think he's been dealt a bad hand by the
ownership,
front office. Yeah, and ownership. I think it'd be the same thing with him. Like, let's go ahead and just get me out of here.
Yeah, let's just agree to part ways. You go do your thing. I'll go find a new job.
How do you think he would do in college?
Oh, I think he'd be a hell of a college head coach.
Because he came from Ohio State. Wasn't he like the linebackers coach? Or
I think so. I think that's where before he got back into the league.
Yeah,
and was I think he came as a defensive as a linebackers coach. I think to Houston. and move into the defensive coordinator position in Houston before he took the head coaching job.
Yeah, he that's not a good situation. He needs to get out of there.
Yeah,
because I think they're holding him back, man. They're holding him back for sure.
But shout out to Will Levis, probably the first quarterback in history to throw an interception and then force a fumble all in the same play.
I was doing it all. So he's yelling at D-Hop on the sideline.
Right.
Doing all the shit on my own. Then you have the Texans beat the Broncos 22-17.
Man, I'll tell you what, it's a good thing I'm bald because, goddamn, that game, I swear to God, we had it in hand, and then all of a sudden, here came Russell Wilson's fake ass. It's like, oh, God, here we go. It's going to happen. But defense, Jimmy Ward picked him off in the end zone, saved the game.
This is one of the games where I think Sean Payton wants to strangle Russell Wilson. 3 interceptions.
He threw 3 picks. This is the first time in a while he's turned the ball over.
Yeah. But
in a 5-game win streak, I don't think he turned the ball over, but once, twice.
Yeah, maybe once or twice, but and obviously not in critical moments because they had some close games too during that win streak.
Yeah.
But yeah, Houston 7-5.
I said we'd at least get 7.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd say we didn't get 7. Hey, we hit our mark. So at this point, as long as we keep winning, I'm cool.
Just win, baby. Just win.
Win at all costs. Lost Tank Dell though. That's a big blow.
That sucked.
Yeah, big blow right there. But tell you what though, CJ's playing out of his mind right now. I mean, if he didn't have Rookie of the Year locked up already, I think he pretty much is locked up that award.
Yeah, he's a man right now. He's a man. And just think about Carolina, Frank Reich wanting him. Like, skip it, Bryce Young. It's like, all right. Then you had Detroit beat New Orleans 33-28. Detroit 9-3.
Detroit almost gave that game away too.
Yeah.
It took Derek Carr getting hurt, I think, to derail the Saints' momentum.
Yeah, because they had 14 points in the third quarter. Then New Orleans and then the touchdown in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Derek Carr, that poor guy. I'm not a Derek Carr fan, but damn, I feel sorry for that guy. You know, I respect what he's done. I respect him as a player, as a human being, but golly, bro.
Just can never, I don't know, man. He's got some hole on him, bad hole.
I think he needs to look at his big brother from that hole.
Yeah.
For real. I think David did some ojo to him.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Then you have the Falcons defeat the Jets 13-8.
That's another Iowa special right there.
Yeah.
I mean, the first points of the game are a safety. Then it was a field goal, so it was 5-0. This looked like a high-scoring baseball score. But
it was brutal.
It was very brutal. We got Tim Boyle fired, though, or got him cut.
Got him cut, man. Oh, MILF man, so I guess.
Shit, I guess. I mean, I got nothing better to do.
Man, Zach Wilson's going through – he has been going through, like, a lot.
That man's going to have PTSD by the time his contract runs out.
My God, man.
He might just say, you know what, I'm done with football. I don't even want to play no more.
I want to porn. That's where he belongs.
Oh, man.
Well, does it say more? Now, to me, I don't think it's his fault that these decisions are being made, obviously. Is it speaking more to the coaching staff, like the decisions that they're making? I think that's where the narrative is, like, man, is Robert Saleh and his staff going to be there in the next year or so? But
I think that's part of it. I think that's a big part of it. But I think also on him, his confidence is shattered.
Yeah.
His confidence is shattered. You bring in Aaron Rodgers, he's like, cool, I just get to sit back and I don't have to do a damn thing. And oh shit, he's not getting up.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I had already booked my flight to I was like, oh, I guess I got to cancel all my plans this year.
Yeah, they have flights booked after every game. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a mess right now. I don't think they've handled it. I don't know. They haven't handled it right though.
No. And it sucks to say because I like Robert Saleh.
Yeah. It's like the Nathaniel Hackett is becoming a curse.
It could be. It really could be.
Yeah.
I mean,
because he has a lot to do with it as well. Because I'm sure Salah's like, "Hey, dude, you got the offense. Take control, total control of it. I trust you."
He's over there going, "Shit, it's going to cost me my job."
Yeah, seriously. Then you have Miami defeat Washington 45-15. Looks like Ron Rivera will be done after the season as well.
I think at this point I think mentally he's done.
Yeah.
With this whole ownership, I think he knows. I'm just filling time.
Yeah, and I think they're going to let him finish the season.
Yeah, he's at this point. He's just like, I'm just punching the clock.
Yeah. Then you have the Buccaneers defeat the Panthers 21-18. My God. But you know what the crazy thing? So I'm looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've lost by like less than 5 points in 5 games. 5 points or less in 5 games.
And that's not good enough for David Tepper.
No, like they easily right now could be 6-6. No, yeah, 6-6 right now.
It's crazy. It's crazy, and that's not good enough. It's like, dude, it's coach's first year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rookie quarterback on a terrible offense. When your number one weapon is what, a 33-year-old receiver that can barely run.
Yeah, old Thielen. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They're horrible. You have the Eagles finally lose again to the 49ers, 42-19. San Francisco, man, they did the same thing they did to Dallas. Went in there and said, beat the hell out of y'all.
Shit, I think somebody played Nuck If You Buck on the speakers in the stadium because Greenlaw just went over and started trying to fight the sideline.
What was up with that dude, man?
I have no idea. Apparently, him and whoever the security guard or whatever it was for the Eagles staff, apparently they made up or whatever. They reached out to each other.
Yeah, but I'm like, why are you on the field, dude? Oh, big man, whatever his name was. I mean, he's there, I think, so Sirianni can get punched in the face because he's another one that has that punchable face.
Yeah, Sirianni does look like he talks some shit.
And he does. But that was crazy, man. Like, dude, get the hell off the field. I don't know who you are. He reminded me of Big John from Tough Enough. You remember him, the old producer? It's like, oh shit, look at him now.
I was gonna say he reminds me of Eric Mangino from Kansas.
Andy Reid's younger son.
That's
Tom Reed.
That's who I thought it was at first. I'm like,
Mangino's back.
What the hell? I was like, damn. I said that made sense because he was wearing the little Italian flag there on his sleeve.
Yeah,
like, forget about it.
But and it's kind of bad because that's like the highlight of the game, and like San Francisco went there just whooped their ass, man.
They dominated them. They made Jalen Hurts look uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much the star for Philadelphia was just AJ Brown. That was pretty much their offense.
Yep. 49ers looking like the Super Bowl favorite right now in the NFC.
As a Cowboys fan, would you rather play Philly? Or San Francisco?
Philly. Honestly, Philly. For sure. And then you have the Rams defeat the Browns 36-19. Oh, Joe Flacco.
Back in the league. Looked like he was going to pull it out there for a hot minute. And then Puka Nacua just said, nah, fuck this.
Yeah, on the cool man from BYU, lighting it up this year. The Rams are 6-6. Cleveland's still 7-5.
Yeah. Like Pittsburgh, they're just going to hang around that spot.
Yeah, Cleveland's having a better year than I expected.
Solid defense. Don't have to ask the offense to do a whole lot, but
just sustain the running game.
Pretty much. I mean, at this point, it's just up. If the defense scores, they're winning.
Yeah.
Them in Pittsburgh, the exact same way. If the defense scores, they're winning that game.
They had Green Bay defeat Kansas City 27-19. You had Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love going 25 of 36, 267 yards.
This was another game that you're sitting there going like head scratcher.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes just got, starstruck being under the lights at Lambeau, or
I mean, Taylor Swift was there and he freaked out. I don't know.
Yeah, Simone Biles is here too. Oh shit.
Yeah. It's, I mean, and I get it. It's like Samuel said, Fat Sam said himself, they should have went after a receiver.
Yep.
Them not going after a receiver at the trade deadline could ultimately be their undoing this season. Could be the reason why they're going home in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely. They're 8-4 right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's an easy thing. You double Travis Kelce and just say, who else?
Yeah.
Especially if Pacheco ain't running guys and punching people in the face.
Right.
I mean, outside of Travis Kelce, that's their best weapon is Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah. And you saw that from the very first game of the season when Detroit beat them.
Yeah.
But Green Bay, stupid Green Bay about to hit this winning streak. I see it coming. Here we go. They go 11-6. Here's the playoffs starting. They get Cowboys, and then I don't know. I'm always prepared for the worst. And then you had the Bengals beat the Jaguars 34-31. Trevor Lawrence. Ooh, we thought, man, that injury, man, looked pretty bad.
Have they announced it, said what it was yet?
It was a high ankle sprain.
Really? It looked a lot worse than a high ankle sprain.
It looked bad. They, I think, I don't know, it was a team doctor credited his flexibility for his injury not to be worse because apparently, and I don't remember this, but it was last season, kind of like the same looking injury happened, and it was a sprain.
I don't know, man. That did not look like it was a sprain. That looked like it was legitimate. Like something snapped. The way he could not put weight on it, the way he reacted.
So I don't know. Aaron Rodgers took a flight straight to Jacksonville and gave him his whatever he takes, and then he's like, "Oh, it's a sprained ankle. We're good."
Yeah, just tell him it was a sprain.
Or Tony Khan, hey, let me give you this powder real quick. And we'll
just smell this for me real quick.
You're good. You're good, guy. Come
no
on.
Pain. No pain.
Just ask Brian Danielson. We'll take care of you.
Here's your eye patch.
Yeah, trust me. But the Bengals go 6-6. The Jags 8-4.
Jake Browning had his best game.
That
as
dude
a pro.
right there, balling. He was balling. Jamar Chase, 11 receptions, 149 yards.
Jamar Chase was over there. He was getting with it, man. He was trying to run fools over.
Yeah, he was pissed off. But I guess he knew too, man. I got to do this because if not, then we're going to lose.
Yeah. I do like their all whites.
Yeah. Those
all white helmets are badass. I like those.
Yeah, those helmets, man. They're nice. But yeah, just a weird week again in the NFL. Quarterbacks going down this season. We talked about, Fat Sam talked about the leg injuries happening more frequent this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. You credit that to the field, or like I said, the calcium.
Field, the drop tackles, I don't know. Just seems like the Achilles is the popular injury this year.
Yeah, you got Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers, obviously.
Jalen Phillips.
Yeah. Yes. Then was Dobbins Achilles too, or was it ACL? Achilles, right?
I think his was Achilles too. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt bad for him, man. Jeez.
Yeah. Just when you get over one. His last year was an ACL, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Then Nick Chubb had that horrific leg injury.
Ugh.
And was that the same one from Georgia, right? Or was it the opposite leg?
I think he had both in Georgia.
Yeah. So
I think his first year or something like that, he tore one of them, and then the next, and like, what was it, his junior year when he tore it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When he tore the other one.
Before we get to the picks for next week, what could have been Marcus Lattimore? Remember him?
Who?
That guy?
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have got injured in South Carolina the way he did, and that dude was going to be something.
Yeah.
And Maurice Claret if he didn't get himself in trouble.
That guy.
Gosh. All right, so we go look at these picks for this week starting tomorrow. New England versus Pittsburgh. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Maybe we'll see a touchdown tomorrow.
Let's hope. I'm like, why is this game up here? Does because it's one of my favorites. But I got to go. Man, I'm dropping phones. Let's go ahead and just get this one. Cowboys and the Eagles Sunday night game. I'm going Dallas. I'm going to pick Eagles.
I'm going to take Philly.
And you have the Bucks at the Falcons. Oh, man, I'm going to go with the
Bucks. Falcons are leading in the division, correct?
Yes.
I'm gonna stick with the Falcons.
Then you have the Colts at the Bengals. By the way they played, I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
I need the Bengals to win, so I'm gonna take the Bengals.
This will be the game they lose 35-0.
Right.
You have the Jaguars at the Browns.
A lot of this just depends on what percentage Trevor Lawrence is, and if he plays with that ankle sprain. I say ankle sprain.
Yeah, the ankle sprain. I'm gonna go with the Browns.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm gonna take the Browns.
Then you have the Texans at the Jets. Let me go with the Texans.
Go with the Texans as well. We'll be in full suit for Mr. Milfson.
Then you have the Rams at the Ravens. Oh, that stat you said. I'm going with the Ravens.
Ravens, yeah. I want to know who that one is. I said, I want to know who that one is that Lamar lost to.
Yeah, I don't know.
The only thing I can think of is it's like either Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers or possibly Dallas, one of the two.
Probably some off the wall team like the Bears. Speaking of, you got the Lions at the Bears. I'm going to go with Detroit.
Detroit.
Then you have the Panthers at the Saints. I'm going to pick the Panthers.
I want to pick the Panthers just because I don't think Derek Carr will play this week. And we've seen how much confidence the Saints organization has in Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Which is exactly none because they put Taysom Hill in and several snaps at quarterback before they put Jameis in. So, you know what? I'm gonna ride with you. I'm gonna say the Carolina Panthers pick up win number 2.
Jameis Winston needs his own documentary at the end of his career.
He really. He just needs. You know what? HBO just needs to follow him around.
Yeah. Let's do it. I'll watch
Jameis should be one of the quarterbacks in the quarterback season 2.
Yeah. And then he can break off, have it spin off, famous Jameis.
Yeah, there you go.
And then you have the Vikings at the Raiders. Interesting game. Or the Raiders.
I'm going to take the Vikings.
Then you have the Seahawks at the 49ers. Now, these two always play each other pretty well, no matter what. But I think San Francisco. Yeah, I think San Francisco's too strong. We'll go 49ers.
Yeah, I'll take San Fran again. Only 2 weeks ago, for Thanksgiving, the 49ers just dominated the Seahawks at home. So
yeah.
So them going to San Francisco, I don't think it's going to be a better result for them.
No. You have the Bills at the Chiefs. Two teams that need a win.
Yeah.
Definitely need a win. I'm over the Bills.
And, at this point, I just don't know where the Kansas City's offense is going to come from.
Yeah.
At this point, it's the defense. And, I trust Kansas City's defense a lot more than I trust Buffalo's defense at this point. I just trust that Kansas City will make Josh Allen turn the ball over, so I'm going to pick Kansas City.
Then you have the Broncos at the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Broncos.
I'm going to take the Broncos, too. Do you think this is the game Brandon Staley finally gets fired?
I hope so. Sounds bad. I know. I just don't care. This is bad. You have 2 Monday night games? Okay.
Do we really?
Yeah. All right. With the Packers at the Giants. To go with Green Bay.
Go Pack, go.
And then we have the other night game, Tennessee at Miami. I'm going with the Dolphins.
Give me Showtime. I mean, Miami Dolphins.
So that's the games for this coming up week, starting tomorrow with the old Patriots and Steelers.
So real quick, I'll say real quick before we sign out, I want to give a quick shout out to our new sponsor.
Dun-dun-dun.
All Aboard alcohol licensing service. So if you're thinking about opening up a bar or a restaurant, or you're just planning on hosting an event, for Super Bowl party, national championship party, college football playoff, anything like that, doing something for New Year's, you're going to need your permits to be able to sell. So hop on the train, with All Aboard alcohol licensing. You call them so that way you don't have to do anything else. Go through the big guys, and save some money here and there. So if you have any questions, call or text 254-772-8245 or 722-9324. Ask for either Doris or Patty. And get your licensing needs through All Aboard alcohol licensing.
Appreciate you All Aboard for being our first sponsor. Look at that. Let's go.
That was a terrible ad read by me, but
hey, the message just got sent out.
Exactly. It's out there.
So yeah, if you want to contact us in your sports at gmail.com, you want to advertise with us. We'll do some ad reads for you, all that good stuff. But yeah, big time. Bowl prediction time for next week. I'm going to go with the Steelers Patriots. They will go over 20 points.
That is bold. Let's see. Bold prediction. I will say dang, this is tough. Because that was a good one. Damn. I will say Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes have a total of 5 turnovers apiece, or total 5 turnovers in the game.
Five turnover. Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be an ugly game.
Yeah,
who knows? It may all come from Josh Allen. Who knows?
say he's gonna do 4 turnovers himself, 3 fumbles.
Right. I mean, at this point, who knows? I mean, it's gonna be crazy. You know, and the funny thing is, we talked about all of that. Talked about all of college football. A Heisman Trophy never has even entered my mind until just now.
Because it's a quarterback award now.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and even then, there's no clear-cut favorite. So, which this year is a refreshing thing that it's not. Oh, well, it's just going to be this guy.
Yeah. Is it this weekend?
It's this weekend.
Holy shit. Yeah. Oh, my God.
So, I mean, I probably won't watch the ceremony and everything. But
yeah. I think Bo Nick should win it. But I believe they'll probably give it to Jaden Daniels.
I think he's probably the favorite to win it. I would think he would win it. I would say Penix. If it was my vote, I'd cast my vote for Penix.
Yeah. I like Bo Nix, man. He's got that something about him, dude. He's got that.
Yeah.
Like I said,
He didn't have that Auburn stank on him anymore.
Nah, he don't. He don't. But I think after the whole Manti Te'o, Johnny Manziel drama, I was done with the Heisman Trophy. I'm like, this is a shit show now.
You know who's winning it like a whole week before too.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is one of the first times in recent past that it's just like, okay, yeah, we don't really know who's going to win.
If Marvin Harrison Jr. would have balled out and had a great game and beat Michigan, he probably would have won it.
For sure. Still might go number 1 overall, but
yeah. Do you remember when Orlando Pace was a Heisman Trophy candidate?
Yes, it was him. Was that the year?
Charles Woodson won, I think.
Charles Woodson. So it was him, Charles Woodson, Peyton Manning, and there was one other person. Was it Ryan Leaf?
Was it him or Eddie George?
I don't think it was Eddie George. Because Eddie George won it. I think it was because when Eddie George was up for it, Eddie George won.
Was Pace? So Pace wasn't with Eddie George then, right? On the candidates, he was with Charles Woodson, right?
He was with Charles Woodson and with Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
because they all came into the league at the same time.
Yeah, but yeah, Orlando Pace. That was
nuts. That's crazy to think nowadays that a freaking offensive tackle,
could
have won the Heisman Trophy. I mean, is it so crazy to think that Ndamukong Suh could have won the Heisman Trophy?
Yeah, that man was a man right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't think about that. Like I said, I don't think about it like I used to, man. It's just whatever.
Just something else.
Well, appreciate y'all joining us. If you did on this late night live, appreciate you having out. Hey, you missed out. But YouTube channel In Your House Sports. Go check out our YouTube channel, our Facebook channel here. Share, like, subscribe. One more time for all aboard alcohol licensing. Appreciate y'all supporting us and sponsoring us here. InYourHouseSports@gmail.com. You want to get in contact with us, you want to advertise, all that good stuff. Road Media Network. We'll try to do another recording there this month before the holidays come up. But yeah, so for Manny D,
your boy Vassos.
Peace out.
Peace.